we have a Hyundai i10. It is actually one with a Cambelt. So we are going to be doing the Cambelt on this car. It's an i10 1.1. Just to familiarize you with the inside of the car, you have a little bit of controls on the steering wheel for the radio. You have a gauge. You have your fuel gauge on the right there. You have your speedo in the middle, rev counter on the left hand side there, and your normal dash lights. It's got a radio here, okay, entertainment system in the middle with a console. It's got aircon and power steering. It is a 5-speed manual with a levered handbrake. Dark interior colors, nice because it doesn't show dirt that easily. In the door panel you will find controls for the steering wheel and for the mirror controls to set your mirrors and so forth. And you have a cabin light over there. So yeah, quite a nice compact vehicle, very light on fuel, and we're going to be doing the Cambelt on this. So let's go take a look under the hood. So there's our engine, okay. We have the Cambelt in here, which we have to get to. So I'm going to film as much of it for you as I can. So the first thing to do would be just to get the air filter out of the way. Alright, we basically just need to move this piece over here, that intake piece. We don't need to remove that. And then of course it is going to be necessary to take out the engine mounting, okay. So best is to jack this car up, okay, because we're going to have to work top and bottom. We have to take the fan belts off out of the way. We have to take the engine mounting out of the way, and we have to take the covers off so that we can get to the Cambelt. Alright, so I'll just be taking this little inlet pipe off. You just give it a couple of twists and pull it. I've got that off, and then we'll go to the bottom. So here's just the cover, okay. It has 2 bolts at the top over here and 2 at the bottom over here. We take those bolts off and that cover plate comes out of the way, okay. It's just a plastic cover. And then we have our fan belts exposed, so we can loosen up the fan belts and get the fan belts out of the way, and we can also access the crankshaft, okay, which we have to take the crankshaft bolt. We have to take off to get the front pulley off, so that we can access the front covers over here. All right. So the best thing to do also would just be to take off the driver's side wheel, which I will go and do now. And the cover plate is held on by 4 bolts, okay, 10mm heads, 8mm threads. So as you can see, we have 2 belts. We have a power aircon belt over there, which has to be loosened from the top, and alternator belt, which also has to be loosened from the top. So it's best we go up there now, and we just get these belts loosened off so that I can take it off. Okay, so down here you can actually see here is a size 12. You can see here is a size 12 bolt over there, which has to be loosened. Okay, that is basically the bolt that holds the thing tight, and then you have an adjustment which is also a 12 over there. A bit difficult to form, so I'm just going to go ahead and get it off. So the idea is to loosen up the locking bolt. And these compact cars, they don't give you much space. Right, so the smaller belt is for the aircon. Okay, let's see if we can get a number of it. Yeah, it is a 4PK675. 4PK675. Then the alternator belt would be, this one is a 4PK778. That's the alternator belt. Okay, so our cranking method didn't work to try and loosen up the front pulley. Okay, but at the back here by the gearbox, you will find that there's an inspection plate. There's 3 bolts, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, we'll just remove that and we'll expose the flywheel. Now you can see the flywheel has teeth. Okay, the flywheel has teeth on it. So we basically need to lock something into this flywheel here. Okay, so that when we do try and loosen up, you know, this, you see I'm turning that with my hand. So we're going to have to jam something, a screwdriver in there, so that we can take a power bar and loosen up. That's locked in over there. And require a lot of force. We put a power bar in there with a size 19 socket, and then we pull. And we're locking, remember we've got that screwdriver in the back there, so it's locking up the flywheel. And there we go. Okay, we've got that bolt loose. We can turn it out all the way now. We've got the bolt out. That's what the bolt looks like, size 19 head. And then the pulley should just come off. We have a keyway. Okay, it's got a little a little niche, a little notch there. Okay, that will put it, make you put it in the right position. So now we have another obstacle to get the cover off. I do find that the water pump pulley is in the way. Okay, so we're gonna have to take this water pump pulley out of the way so that we can get the front covers off. Just to drive it out. Okay, so we've got that out of the way now, because it's going to tighten it, it's the opposite way around. Okay, so we're going to jam the screwdriver in on the other side when we put the pulley back on. So now let's first get that water pump pulley off there. Yeah, so getting to take these bolts off, what I would suggest is, you know, first loosen these bolts off before you take the belts off. Okay, because the belts will be a way of keeping this pulley tightened. What I had to do here, I basically just did this. I took a lever, okay, and I pushed it under the pulley here, and I pushed against the alternator like that, which I don't like doing because, you know, we might just buckle the pulley doing that. But that kept it tight enough for me to loosen the bolts. Okay, but the easier way would be to just, before you take the belt off, okay, loosen the bolts up. And then even when you got the bolts loose, this is the action that you have to use to get the bolts out, because they are, the space is so tight here. My hands are too big, I can't even grip, so I've got to just go with 2 fingers doing that. Okay, so best way that you can do it, do it. It might be easier from the top actually. Well, it is actually easier from the top here. As you can see, you know, I can get my hand there to actually loosen up the bolts from the top. So it's easier to loosen. There, I dropped one. But it is easier to access it from the top there. Okay, with it being with the bolts out, we can now pull that pulley off. So we can see. So we just pull that pulley out of the way. Okay. Okay, so we have to get the bulkhead out on the driver's side. Okay, because we need to get to a bolt. One of the bolts. So we'll just take that bulkhead out of the way. Okay, and if you look here, there's one. Okay, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3 over there that holds the lighting. Okay, now you see this bolt here. This is the bolt we're trying to access, because that's part of the engine mounting. So you have to take that out of the way. You have to take the bulkhead out of the way, the light to get that bolt out, okay, because we need to take this whole mounting out of the way here. And so we've got one bolt here. You can see that size 14 there, okay, got one there. Well, they're pretty tight. It's the first time, you know, that it's basically coming off. Okay, so here we've got another hiccup here, where we have this water bottle in the way of taking loose that one bolt over there. Water bottle, you know, just out of the way so that we can get to that bolt. Alright, unfortunately, that's how it is. Thank God for my power tools, because it is making my job easier. I just felt something rolling here now. One of the bolts, one of the nuts. You know, always pick up your nuts immediately, because the thing is, you know, if you leave it and you forget about it, and then you struggle when you put things back together again. Okay, it looks like I'm going to be using a power ball here. Yeah, let's get a power ball to loosen up those top nuts. Wow, that is tight. Okay, so once it's cracked, we can revert back to the gun for speed. Okay, the gun that I have here is not necessarily made for high torque. I think it only goes up to 300 Newton meters. So power ball is necessary. Remember, now I have a jack in support holding the engine up. Okay. So now we can just wiggle and get this engine mounted out of the way, like that. Alright, completely out of the way now. Okay, so that's the top cover. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. That's a very short bolt, that one there. It's very distinctive. And then it's got 1, 2, 3 bolts, okay, on the bottom cover. So it's 7 bolts altogether. Okay, so this plate here is to keep the engine timed, okay, because that is your crankshaft sensor over there. Alright, that's your crank sensor, that's your time plate there. Take that out of the way. You see they got a guide pin there, so that you can't put it in the wrong way around. Alright, so now we have the tension out there. Now we first need to time this motor. Okay, so I've got the engine timed. Okay, I just want to show you how the marks has to be. You will see that on your cam pulley, let me just get a proper light in there. You will see on the cam pulley has a yellow mark, but there's a cleft in there, okay. And then here is a protrusion over here in the backing cover, and I highlighted it with a little bit of Tipex there, you know. I don't know if you guys can see that, but those marks has to line up. You can see the little dot there, okay, it's highlighted by some yellow paint, and then there's almost like a pointer there. Okay, those two have to be opposite each other. Okay, so we need a size 17. Okay, we'll just loosen up the size 17. As you can see, the tensioner is now just unwound. Okay, when we put them back, I will show you how to put it back, you know, how to adjust the tension on the belt. But we just have to loosen up that bolt. We'll take that bolt out of the way completely. Okay, it's coming, as you can see. We'll take that bolt out all the way. Okay, that's what the bolt looks like. Alright, size 17. And then we'll take the tensioner out of the way. Okay, and then we can just peel the belt off. Alright, and now we'll go and source this. Just a word of warning, here in South Africa there are 3 different tensioners for this particular engine, so taking the sample with is going to help you out great. Okay, you can see there's like a pointer. Okay, that's like a pointer there, and that's the yellow mark. Okay, so if you look at it dead on, that will line up. Okay, that means it stopped dead center. And then we look at the cam once again. Okay, you will see the mark there, the cleft, and you will see the protrusion over there that I highlighted with some typics. They've got to be opposite each other. Alright, as it is. I made another mark there, you know, just as a backup, but that is your true marks there. So let's go and source the tensioner. You know, a lot of people don't always believe in replacing the tensioner when they do the cam belt. Okay, you know, it may be true that, you know, the tensioner could probably go for another round, but are you willing to take that chance? Because this i10 is known as an interference engine, so that means if the cam belt snaps, you bend valves. Okay, so that's the cam belt and that's the tensioner. I'm going to go out and go and source it quickly.